What is up, guys? Got Cameron here. Um, Today, this video is part of a multi-part series. We're going to go into how to write effective Facebook copy, and basically the whole purpose of why you advertise on Facebook, and we'll go through why I do what I do. It's really only like the whole basis of what we're doing here is we're capturing attention and we're using that attention to drive sales. And a big issue I see a lot of people making is they think that Facebook ads in particular are for selling something, and they're really not. They're for capturing attention. So you, when you're thinking about your social marketing strategy, most of it should not be selling anything. It should be creating awareness as who you are as a company and what you do and how they can help solve that problem. Because when people are on Facebook, they're not actively searching for something to buy like they are when they're on Google, and you're not necessarily you're not directly saying I'm the best at this like you would if you were advertising on Google, because they're not searching for you. You have to create that thought inside their head that what you have to offer is a need that they have, and it's not so much saying I'm the best. It's creating a need, and then you just happen to be there when they're looking for something to do. So we need to capture attention, we need to keep attention, and we need to use that attention to drive sales. So when you think about it in that way, too many people are just like constantly pushing like, hey, come buy my stuff. We have a 15% discount if you book today before the season ends, blah, blah, blah. And that type of thing is not very effective. Also, most people don't run ads consistently. They run one ad when they need work, and then it doesn't do anything for them because no one's heard of them and no one has any awareness, and they just try to slap them with this like, come buy my shit, and then they're disappointed in social media marketing. So to combat that, the proper way to go about social media is to basically make people think about you consistently, and also to make yourself seem like you're the authority in the marketplace. And when you portray yourself as the authority, and when you are consistently letting people know that you're around, then you're going to always have their attention in some way, shape, or form. And then when you always have their attention, if you have their attention for a whole year, they're going to call you when they think about seal coating because you're the first name that comes to their head, because you've told them about yourself consistently. When you're writing Facebook ads, you need to understand that you only have 1 second to capture their attention, and you need to have a really good top line on your ad, and you need to have a really good picture. So lots of contrast, green grass, black asphalt, blue sky, if you can. And it needs to be pretty. The sun needs to be behind you or to the side, not in front of you. If the sun's in front of you, then it's going to blur out everything, and it's just not going to work. And then you need to get to the point of what you're trying to say in as few words as possible, and use power words if you can, and basically just get right down to it and say, this is what we offer. So like as an example of this does not, oops, sorry, go away. This does not necessarily look like an ad in and of itself, but really it is, because I'm like pre-warming the marketplace as to who I am, and I'm running this before I'm even trying to seal coat. So I'm basically telling, by saying 8 million square feet of sealed asphalt says we know a thing or two. I'm telling the marketplace, I'm telling potential customers that I've sealed a lot of asphalt, and we seal asphalt, and that's basically what we do. That's kind of our specialty, and we can pretty much handle any job you throw at us. If you just hop on here and say I've got the gift to seal coating or to asphalt maintenance, then it's going to sound like you're bragging. So if you turn it into to where it's an advantage to them in your copy, then it's going to be a lot more effective, because it's not so much bragging. It's more just like telling someone that I've sealed a lot of asphalt and I know what I'm doing. So this is something I would run as an ad, to pre-warm my market before I hit them with some sort of sale. And and basically just create awareness as to who I am. This would be posted on my Facebook page and then also ran as an ad. You do that through publishing tools or through Ads Manager to where you're running them both at the same time. This is what I would post on the day-to-day thing. You can also post educational content of some sort, like blog articles or something that you've written yourself. And this captures attention in a different way. It's on like a friendship level, and this is very important when you're on social media, because on social media you're here to connect with people. You're not here to buy stuff. Something dumb happens, you're doing something funny, or you have something important happen in your life, you need to post about it on your social media. And like this captures a lot of attention because it's funny and everyone can relate to having wet boots. And that, it's super short ad copy. Just when you forget your boots in the back of the truck overnight, I have an unamused look on my face. I'm dumping water out of my boot. It's like a 3-second long video. That's all it is. And people really liked it. People thought it was funny. And it was just kind of like, it's just awareness. And so people are viewing it because they think the video is funny, and then my name just happens to kind of tag along with it. And then after you've pre-warmed your market, you smack them with some sort of ad that says, come buy something from me. You have to have a call to action in that, and you need to get right to the point. So your top line on this needs to describe what it is that you're selling, which in this particular ad was sanding and ice melt. And then information about how that can relate to the person that's potentially buying it, which is like if you have a sidewalk, if you have a driveway, or you have a parking lot, we can sand or ice melt, whatever the case may be, in there. And then a call to action, and that's really all that you need. And so you notice that this is only like 8 words, except 10 words, and then my phone number. And I got my whole point across. Everyone knows, like everyone that reads this knows exactly what they're getting if they call me. They know exactly what we're offering at the time. We weren't offering snow removal. We weren't offering anything else. It was just sanding and ice melt for sidewalks, driveways, and parking lots, and then my phone number. That is drastically different from this ad that we pulled up from a friend of mine that he wrote. And this is a good idea because you're asking a question, you're telling them why that is a problem, and then you're offering the solution. However, it's extremely wordy. This does not capture attention in any way, shape, or form, and it makes me have to use a lot of effort to read. So to break this out, does your asphalt have a gray look to it? Just shorten that all the way up to asphalt looking gray. Because you're getting the same point across, you're asking the exact same question with way less words. You're still telling them that over time oils cure out of asphalt. If you don't fix this problem left unsealed, this can cause long-term damage. And long-term damage has a lot more emphasis to it than can lead to bigger problems in the long run. Again, we're shortening our words. We're using bigger words if we can. We're using more powerful words. When we're writing this, we're getting right to the point, telling them the problem. And then we tell them how to fix this problem, as well as offering other side effects of what sealing their asphalt can do. So protect your investment is the actual fix to this problem. Gain massive curb appeal is a side effect of that. However, the gain massive curb appeal is going to be the main selling point of this entire ad, because homeowners in particular aren't concerned as much with protecting their asphalt as they are about their house looking really good. So we're subtly throwing in massive curb appeal and basically saying like your house is going to look a lot better. And we're not boosting curb appeal as we say in here. We're drastically changing it. So like if you say boost curb appeal, that makes it sound like it's going to be a little bit better, when in all reality, it's night and day difference. So just think about that when you're typing. And then to go further in, like you're not really explaining in this ad a fresh coat of sealer isn't necessarily telling them exactly what they're getting. So to fix that, we put in hot rubber in the cracks and seal coat over the whole surface. And that tells them like you're going to seal the cracks and you're going to put a coat of sealer over the whole project. And that's just like you're describing your process without overly describing your process. And then someone may be thinking when they read this, like, oh, well, I haven't sealed my asphalt in a long time. I already have some damage. So you ask them this question too, like if you already have potholes in large tracts, you can fix that too, i.e. patching. You just basically laid out all of the things that you offer in one shot. And then you offer some sort of description. This can be a description of you, like if you have 15 years of experience in the asphalt industry, that automatically makes you at a higher intelligence level and knowledge level of this industry than someone who watched 5 YouTube videos and now they're holding themselves out as a professional in the world. You're just going to smoke those people when you say that you've been doing it for 10 years or 15 years or 30 years or whatever. If you don't have that level of experience, if you've been doing it for 3 years, you can shorten, or you can swap that for something offering some sort of value as to why your product is better, or some sort of information as to why they should hire you. Like, we're a small company and we dedicate 50% more time to your driveway than the large companies do. Or my personal favorite is like we use EnviroCoat Seal Coat, and it is the most environmentally friendly product on the market, or whatever. Like, you offer some sort of value at the end and a short description and value as to why you are set apart from someone else. And then call us for a quote. And notice I said call us for a quote, 1 exclamation point, phone number. I didn't say call us today for a free estimate like they have it now here. One, everything's free all the time. People are always posting free stuff, and free does not sell. Especially because they know that this is a company giving them something for free in hopes that they're going to get a sale. So they know, in their head, they think if we sign up for this, some annoying salesperson is going to call me every week, and no one wants to be called every week. So they just read right past the free thing. So just leave it out, because no one cares, because this has always been free, at least as long as I've ever been doing this, that I've ever known. I've never heard of anyone charging for an estimate, especially for residential and like small commercial properties. So just leave that out. Stop harping on it. It's not an important part of your, just say you're giving them an estimate. And the same thing with today, especially when you capitalize it, you're forcing pressure, and you don't want to pressure someone to, when you're constantly pressuring someone, like, you've already warmed up the market if you do this properly, so that when you run this ad, they're going to want to call you. If you're pressuring them, that's going to automatically make them not want to. It's kind of like a kid. If you tell them to do something, they don't want to do it. If you convince them that it's a good idea to do something, then they will do it, and then it's their idea to do it. So if you make the offer, they can get a quote from you, that it's not pushy, and it makes, it's them deciding to call you instead of you forcing them to call you. It just makes a big difference. So that's really about it. You need to capture attention. You need to use as few words as possible. I kind of break up my sentences a little bit so that each thing that you're talking about, it recaptures their attention, and it's a separate subject. So that's really all it's about. Don't capitalize too many words. If you capitalize any at all, you just need to lay it out there, be direct and to the point, and like I said, kind of keep your market warm with other ads like this. That just kind of, it's creating awareness as to who you are, what you do, and all that sort of thing, and just get down and dirty and right to the point. And then when you do feel like selling something, then you just like slap them upside the head with, come buy my stuff, after you've offered substantial value, and given them a reason to why they would want to do that, like they think you're funny or something like that, or you're very knowledgeable. So that's about it. We're going to sign off now. We're going to try to keep this video pretty short. We're going to have several parts to this series, and we'll see you on the other side.